Alright, well today, this is, to be honest, I don't know what kind of video this is, but this is my mobile setup, or mobile-ish, or mostly mobile, and I say that because today I have the speakers with me, but if this were fully mobile, then it would just be the computer and no speakers and just the Scarlett. But basically, I have the speakers, and I have them on songbooks to isolate them from the table. I like using tables, as you would know if you've seen some of my, I guess it was Stronger behind the scenes. I was on a table, and so I have the speakers up here, and these are, I don't know, 1 inch. They are Logitech speakers for their multi-purpose gaming, multimedia, iPod, so on and so forth. It's a 2.1. You have the subwoofer down there, and which is also the amplifier. You plug the speakers in, and then you have the controls. You have the volume, and this adjusts the volume of the subwoofer. This is the mains. There's the power. And then we have, you can plug in your headphones. Right now I have auxiliary music in. And then, this is pretty similar to what I have with my desktop at home. I have one of the auxiliaries. It has three auxiliaries. So I'm using all 3 of them right now. First one, tablet. You can listen to music. Really sounds good on these speakers, better than the tablet speakers, of course. And then one of the other auxiliaries is plugged into the laptop, and that does music and whatever system sounds if I'm watching videos or that sort of thing. And yeah, playing back music if I run Spotify here instead of the tablet. But if I wanted to have this off, I can run it from the tablet. And then the other auxiliary is plugged into the Scarlett's headphone output, which I just right here. And then that works for when I come over to Reaper. And also have my headphones, which trusty Sony headphones. Those I use they're studio monitor headphones, so they work if I need to be quiet, or if I can hear a little bit more than I can with these. What they don't tell you is how much the bass will rumble through I can't even speak right now. Rumble through a subwoofer. And then that's when I go to these. And the sub down there, like I said, that is really helpful for the low end. But these give you a really flat image. It's everything, you can hear the whole spectrum, nothing is hyped. I really like those. And of course water, you have to have water. And shades, we have to have those, of course. And yes, that is a flip phone, which I've had for 8 years now. Works great. My smartphone, not so much. I am selling that. But anyway, for not selling it for someone to take a crack at, see if they can get it to work. So anyway, I forgot to mention the X key. We have the CME X key, which I've had this about a year now, and it's great for mobile. As I've mentioned before, it's not great at capturing all the nuances of piano, but that's kind of obvious because it's like an Apple keyboard with piano keys. I should probably stop calling it that and let people draw their own conclusions, but it has everything. We have the octaves here. It's 2 octaves, 25 keys. They have a 37 key version, and I hear there's a Bluetooth one, which if I did have, I could eliminate this rather, at first, very startling orange cable. But on the bright side, you'll never lose the USB cable to this because you'll always see it. USB cable to like my M Audio, which I also forgot to mention. This is my first studio microphone here. And a cable like this is so generic, you could easily lose it, but you'll never lose the X key cable. And the gray one is, of course, for the Scarlett. So back over here to the X key, we have our octave buttons, like I've shown before. And it can really prove pretty versatile. So we're going to go over here to Reaper, and hello. I will switch over and I'll talk a little bit about how I've used the X. This track, which I have posted on my SoundCloud, is pretty much, it was created entirely inside of Reaper, but that's not what I meant to say. It was created entirely with the X key. So to give you an idea how that's possible, you may already know how that's possible since I just showed you the octave keys. But the idea is that you don't have to have a lot to build a track. If if this is all I had, I could build a reasonably nice track off of just that. So let's see. Let's just play from somewhere in the middle here. So you get the idea. It doesn't, it's pretty much, yeah, that was done with separately. So I have the piano on 2 separate tracks, as you can see here. And that's how I got the piano to sound like that. It's actually, and of course we have a flute there and strings from Expand 2. A flute from Contact 5. Player. Using the free stuff mostly, but okay. So the way that sounded when I did it originally was like this. That's pretty boring. So I recorded that first and then added. So that's, if you want to hear the whole track, you can listen to it on my SoundCloud with the rough mix. And so that song, it's a little bit, I'm trying to figure out what else to do with it right now. I was thinking maybe have some lyrics, which I kind of set up the, the part with the flute to have some lyrics, but I don't know. It's kind of almost like a cinematic piece, kind of, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know how to define genres and stuff. It starts with a kind of a synth mood. I just like these analog sounds, so. Basically move blocks of it around, like if I zoom out here. Then I recorded the section with the strings and the flute, and then a separate piano part, and kind of moved the other parts around. And originally I had it a bit longer. It was a little bit too long, so I kind of did let's make this one small too. Come on, track, shrink down. Doesn't want to. Ooh, okay. Why are you staying all big like that, though? I don't know. If I get them all down to the size, it'll... No, it won't. Okay, well, not much I can do about that anyway. Eventually I'm probably going to take my key station and redo parts of the piano part, but this was made in a library. Here's my favorite place, using my Sonys and the Scarlett. So, yeah. Like I said, I don't know what type of video this is. This is just kind of look at a little bit of what I've done, some inside process, and I'm going to keep working on this. Maybe get some lyrics for the flute part, or keep the flute. I like instrumental music. I don't know how many of you guys do. I like instrumental, so I do like vocal music as well. I've been working on a song for another artist, as I've mentioned. But my music tends to be either all vocal or all instrumental. I haven't done a hybrid of my personal songs since, well, it's been a few years now, so yeah. We'll see what comes of this, but that's not the key we're in. I have to relearn my own song here. That's when you wish you had more than 2 octaves. But anyway, that's kind of a look at this song I've been working on since January. That's why it's called January Song. And yeah, more to come. All right, later.